Well, people also miss this, Tucker, and this makes people uncomfortable as they get very upset when I say this. I think there's a chance that if we enter war with nuclear allied Russia and China, the United States as we know it, we may take a risk of it ceasing to exist.
Of course.
Okay, I'm glad you appreciate that. That's good because many people are like, what are you talking about? The United States ceased to exist. No, I actually think...
Well, in a nuclear conflict, yes.
Well, because we don't have nuclear defense capabilities.
No.
National defense has not been about defense for a very long time.
Right.
And so, by the way, super EMP capabilities take out our electric grids. We have, 60 Chinese transformers that are in the midst, nodes in our own electric grid. They could shut down our modern way of life with that. You want to talk about actual cyber attack capabilities? We're better on offense. We have no defensive capabilities. And so, when I think about a modern foreign policy vision, I'd revive a modern Monroe Doctrine. You don't mess with the United States on our own soil. We are not okay with a Chinese spy balloon flying over half our country. We are not okay. We do not consent to a Chinese spy base off the southeast coast of the United States or in Cuba spying on the southeast corridor of the United States. We're not okay with intentionally pumped fentanyl, the raw materials literally coming, I'm not making this up, from Wuhan to Mexican drug cartels that are intentionally being pumped across our southern border as part of really a one-sided opium war. No, we're not okay with that, or with interference in the Western Hemisphere, or with China having control over the Panama Canal, something that people forget as well. No, we're not okay with that, but that is also our top priority. Protect the homeland and the interests of citizens here at home. That is how America is strong and actually leads on the global stage. And so the irony is, at least like the Reagan version of this was, yes, all of that projection peace through strength, but strategic defense initiative, nuclear defense here at home. Now we're in the worst of all worlds where you have a generation of people who vaguely remember the slogans and feel like they want to puff their chest, but can't really do it super confidently. So they're like doing it as like a second language. Well, altogether, forgetting about the actual defense of the homeland, it's even worse because the peace through strength part, well, the strength part actually provokes that which we're not even prepared to handle back at home. So I end up talking to a lot of neocons actually in terms of, bolstering me up because they don't have the right strategic vision, but they know all like the names of like, what an Ohio class, SSGN versus SSBN is. And I don't know these things.
All the war porn, they love that.
I mean, I wasn't born with this knowledge, but I'm going to be US president. Yeah. I better darn well and trained to know it. And so I'm probably talking to more liberal hegemony neocon people training me, not because I'm taking their views. I deeply disagree with them, but they, know the lexicon. And so, I want to put myself in a position where it's easily dismissible. This guy doesn't know what an Ohio class SSGN versus a SSBN is. Well, okay, well, now I do, it turns out. It took all of about 30 minutes to get that one under our belt. But it doesn't matter. You're missing the plot if you're actually failing to actually advance.
Is there a single neocon with a happy personal life? Like imagine,
I haven't drilled into it.
Dinner at Bill Kristol's house, the misery. Do you know what I mean? Like it does seem like, I don't want to psychoanalyze here, but it does seem like their project has nothing to do with helping the United States in any way, and it is psychosexual or something. They're for war as long as other people fight it. I mean, it's like a syndrome. I've never seen anything like it.
There is a certain titillation you see when they're using words like Virginia class this or Ohio class that or tomahawks facing, there's a certain type of satisfaction.
If your wife respected you probably wouldn't have to talk that way. So no, I think everything you said is self-evidently sensible, and it's hard to, by the way, if you took a poll on what you just said, your defense priorities as you just articulated, I can't imagine you'd get under 90% for that. Like how could you disagree with that?
But I haven't taken a poll. But it'll be interesting to find out.
It's so obvious.
If I'm wrong, maybe I'll get wiped out in the election. And I want to play